Hey everyone, this is Book Talk, the show where we discuss novels and make awesome comments about them. I'm your beautiful and very talented host, Kashayla Martin, and today we'll be talking about Chapter 12 of Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Today's guest is the brilliant and very intelligent Kaylin White, and she will be giving us her thoughts on the book. Well, in Chapter 12, the main character, Janie, has been spending all of her time with this guy named Tea Cake, and they've been going to picnics and to the movies and all of that good stuff. And Janie's friend Phoebe has been warning her about Tea Cake because Tea Cake is 12 years younger than her, and he has a reputation of taking women's money. But Janie ignores the warning and ran off to the Everglades with Tea Cake anyway. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this book, Kaylin, so far?
I think Tea Cake is a very silly name.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now, Zora Neale Hurston's writing is a wonderful and accurate depiction of change. Because, Janie changes her life forever when she marries Tea Cake. So, Kaylin, I wanted to know, how has the universal theme of change affected your life?
When I started this thing called kindergarten.
Oh, you don't seem very excited. Is kindergarten fun? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Chapter 12 has perfect examples of change. This quote on page 113 is Phoebe's warning Janie about Tea Cake, and it definitely shows change because Janie is taking a huge risk in marrying Tea Cake. This quote on page 113 shows Janie is ready to marry Tea Cake, and she's ready to change her life for the better. This quote on page 114 is the most important quote of chapter 12. And it may even be the most important quote in the entire book. It shows how Janie was done listening to her grandmother's advice and ready to change her life and make it better. This book contains very descriptive writing that creates sensory images in the mind. At least it does in my mind, How about yours, Kaylin? Oh, okay. Alright. Well, anyway, let's discuss several quotes that relate to the five senses. This quote on page 110 represents sight, as it describes the way Janie looked to everyone else in the town. This quote on page 112 represents touch, as it describes the way Janie would feel with her previous husband, Joe. This quote on page 112 represents a sense of hearing, as it describes Phoebe going to talk to Janie, and Janie going to have to listen to what Phoebe has to say. This quote on page 112 represents a sense of smell, because when I read it, I could smell the flowers that Tea Cake planted. This quote on page 113 represents a sense of taste, because when I read it, I could actually imagine cooked turkey and corn on a plate. Alright. This chapter represents a theme that's everywhere. For example, the famous poet Robert Frost wrote Nothing Gold Can Stay. The poem says, nature's first green is gold, her heart is you to hold. Her earliest leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so end sake to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. It shows how change constantly happens and nothing can stay the same forever. Kind of like seasons, right? Yeah. There are also some famous quotes about change. President Barack Obama said, change will not come if we wait for some other person, or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. That's, really deep quote, in my opinion. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you wish to see in the world. And Albert Einstein said, the world as we have created is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. The last source that represents this theme of change is this children's book called It's Not Easy Being a Bunny. And since I don't really know it that well, can you describe how it represents change?
The families that he keeps changing.
So why does he want to change his families?
Because he doesn't like his ears.
Oh, so he doesn't like being himself, and so he wants to try to be different families, and he keeps changing his personalities? Oh, I understand now. Okay. Well, thanks, Kaden. Next, we have a short video that shows chapter 12 from the movie Their Eyes Were Watching God.
Said they was going on a picnic.
He looks happy.
Sashaying off in that pink linen dress.
All the man she can get, and she's stepping out with a guy like TK. Bye. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, now, get the next one. Ready? Shoulder. Hey now.
Paul Joe Stark must be turning over in his grave.
Hey, don't pay them no mind now. Get it right here in your shoulder.
Up with her
Look
tea
on the side.
biscuit.
Cock it. Fire.
There's one thing that thrills me so. I say, yes, please, honey, don't you know that I don't think I'll ever get enough. Oh, it feels so good, so come on, give me that stuff. You know I'm wild for what you got. However it comes, honey, cold or hot. You know I love
Miss May Starks and TK gone fishing.
Fishing, huh?
Miss Janie and TK gone to Orlando to the picture show. TK walk Miss Janie home at nights, but don't walk himself home till the morning.
Now that TK using her collection plate money to buy gasoline with.
Yeah, he just dragging her out of the trip.
Give it to me, don't you make me wait. Oh, come on, give me that stuff.
Worried about you. Well, don't be. T-Cake is dragging you around to places you ain't used to. Shooting and fishing
And what's so bad about
and
all
picnics in the middle of the week.
You act like it's against the law. Be a bit shady.
Whoa. Girl. He's helping you spend your money, ain't he? He got you buying him clothes and hats and whatnots.
What's wrong with that?
You know how it is when a woman runs off with a younger man.
But TK can't like that. With him, I'm gonna utilize myself all over. You want me to be serious with him? He asked me to marry him.
Jane.
Don't worry, I said no. I'm never getting married again. But I am gonna run off with him.
You're gonna end up like Annie Tyler.
No, I ain't.
Remember? Remember how we all sat on our porches watching her? Remember? After she was a widow? Well, she ran off with her no-count good time fella. She was laughing and sure, just like you.
That young fella getting ready to snatch all of her money.
But he was only after what he could get. Stole her car, stole her money. After that, he was gone, like turkey to the cold.
Well, I love tea cake, and I'm gonna be with him.
Well, that concludes this episode of Book Talk. As we have learned, reading is awesome. And remember, if you don't read, then you're a lazy bum. See you next episode, and walk that book talk.